Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ms. TV Total Football, and welcome to your latest transfer news. One of the hottest transfer news that is being touted about, that is being talked about, that is doing the rounds on social media, because everyone wants to know what is happening with Alexander Isak. This is the hottest transfer, I feel, in my personal opinion, the hottest transfer of this summer window. And this has a ramification. This has a domino effect, because this is closely linked with what is going to happen with Benjamin Sesko as well. Newcastle obviously getting bullied by Liverpool, but at the same time, they're trying to hold tight. Isak wants to leave. He's made it very obvious. Now he's apparently having to return back to Newcastle because nothing is sort of materializing. There's Benjamin Sesko, who's looking to perhaps go to either Newcastle or Man United. He's not sure. There is a bid from Newcastle, and the player is not sure. The club as well, Leipzig, are feeling that, no, hold on a second. You're about to get important money from Liverpool. Give us a large chunk of that to get Sesko. We know you're desperate. So a lot of things happening. What's Man United going to do? And I think at the end of the day, Nicholas Jackson somehow is going to be connected with all of this as well, because he's going to end up going somewhere, whether it's Newcastle, whether it's Man United, whether maybe even Leipzig, who knows? Because all of these people are going to need a striker. So ladies and gentlemen, we're here to unwrap everything in regards to Isak. We've seen over the last 24 to 48 hours news saying Isak is still adamant he only wants Liverpool. We've also seen from David Ornstein, and we're going to go through all of this news in detail, that Newcastle, they've rejected a bid from Liverpool for 120 million. I've said recently that I think about 130 million gets the job done. And now we're hearing that Isak is coming back to Newcastle to train. And we shall see. A lot of people getting worried. Liverpool fans are getting worried. Let me know, Liverpool fans, how you feel in the comment section. Some parts of the Liverpool fan base getting worried that, are we going to just move away? We're not going to put that extra bid. But some parts are also saying, nah, Liverpool going to come back strong and provide another offer. Look, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if Isak doesn't get his move to Liverpool. He's on bare wage. He's not on the highest wages at Newcastle. In fact, Joel Linton apparently is on higher wages than Isak. Correct me once again in the comment section. And Isak, looks at this scenario that, Liverpool have got a lot more going on about them. Financially, Liverpool look very strong. Look at all the business Liverpool's done, close to 500 million. If they get Isak as well, they're going to compete in the Premier League. They're going to compete in the Champions League. And financially, as I said, they seem very stable, as opposed to Newcastle, who seem very unstable financially, and they can't afford to give Isak that level of money. So much going on, and we're going to try and make sense of all of this. This is the latest. We're going to come back to this. This is the latest from Sky Sports Premier League. Breaking: Alexander Isak has landed back in Newcastle. We're going to park this till the end. In fact, not completely till the end, but there. We're going to start things off with David Ornstein, ladies and gentlemen, over the last 48 hours. This is what was said. Exclusive. In fact, this was yesterday. Just a tad over 24 hours. Exclusive: Newcastle reject official bid from Liverpool for Alexander Isak. Initial approach informal, now firm offer. Firm Liverpool offer and turned down. Newcastle suggested new deal with 2026 release clause plus senior teammates pushed 25-year-old to stay, but wants the move. This is coming from The Athletic. So the deal that's been rejected, it's been touted that it's about 120 million. Look, this is my personal opinion. I think the player, if you look at it from a Newcastle standpoint, the player is worth about 150 million. You're going to get one of the biggest assets in world football right now, and that is Alexander Isak. Isak is on a gargantuan growth. His growth is exponential over the last couple of seasons, especially last season. He's shown he can carry one team on his back. He can change the look of your team in an unbelievable manner. The way he performed last season, some of the matches he had against Arsenal as well, he made some of Arsenal's defenders look like numpties. This is what Isak can do. Yes, there is the injury concern, but maybe if he gets that right, he is going to be unstoppable. He's one of the best strikers going around in world football, and one that I think can go toe to toe with Haaland. We talk about Haaland for Manchester City and how much he brings for the City team, but similarly, Isak, wherever he goes, even if he ends up staying at Newcastle, which I very much doubt, he will turn any team into a monster team. So you can understand why Liverpool's trying to go for someone like Isak, because they want to ensure that they are demolishing everything. They're demolishing every trophy next season, every competition, and they want to build a dynasty. But Newcastle are trying to hold firm, because Newcastle, one of the biggest reasons I feel they're rejecting this is because they're getting fleeced by Leipzig. We're going to get to that news very, very soon. Because Newcastle, ultimately, this is how they see. They see the player don't want to be part of Newcastle anymore, which is very difficult then, because no point in keeping a player that just mentally isn't there with you anymore. I'm pretty sure Newcastle fans feel very, very ill about this, and they probably don't have any good things to say about Isak anymore, even though Isak's done madness for them. But, this scenario, you could, as a fan, you'd want to see, hey, just stick around until our finances get better and we can offer you more money. But players have a short career, man. They want to do what's best for them. So obviously, from the fans' perspective for Newcastle, it might not be looked good. But Newcastle have a player that wants to leave. So that means Newcastle needs a player to come in. And the player they're looking at is Leipzig Sesko. And Leipzig are very smart and thinking, okay, no problems. You've got your eyes on Sesko because you couldn't get Ekitike either. And Liverpool have broken every Newcastle bone. Ekitike gone, and Isak is now also turned his head. So Leipzig understands this. Leipzig's like, your man is Sesko. And we know the kind of money you're going to get for Isak. You're going to have to give us a large portion of that. So Newcastle are in a very bad situation, very, very bad situation. Now, this is the latest that has dropped over the last few hours. Alexander Isak coming back to UK and will resume training at Newcastle United. Newcastle squad returning from Asia pre-season tour missed by 25-year-old striker. Liverpool saw offer for Sweden international rejected, but interest ongoing after the Athletic and Sky Sports reporting about it. So now we have ourselves a mad conundrum. You have a player that doesn't want to stay at the football club with Newcastle United, and now he's being forced to come back and train. And how would his teammates feel? He missed out on the whole tour, preseason tour. How would the manager feel? I mean, this player, like, what do they do now? Like, well, how do you find a solution? Because he wants to. He knows he can earn a lot more by going to Liverpool. He knows there's interest from Liverpool. What do you do in this case? Yeah, the player is still adamant because the window is still open. So is his heart going to be with Newcastle? Probably not. Probably not. So this is not a good situation for Newcastle. This is not a good situation for Alexander Isak completely, because he's trying to force a move. We shall see whether Liverpool come back with another offer, or will Newcastle finally succumb to this pressure and accept the 120 million, which then, ladies and gentlemen, poses the next issue, which is this. Red Bull Leipzig view Newcastle offer for Benjamin Sesko as insufficient. Newcastle proposal 75 million euros plus 5 million after Leipzig asked interested clubs for 75 million plus add-ons plus sell-on as well. Man United pursuit also continues, but no bid. 22-year-old undecided. I mean, 75 million plus 5 million, like 80 million euros for Sesko. And it's still, it's still not enough for Leipzig. So what does Newcastle do? Newcastle fans, what do you do? What do you do with Isak? What do you do with Sesko? Where is your future going? It has been a shambolic situation for Newcastle, ladies and gentlemen, in this transfer window. Nothing to really be happy about. They only got Anthony Elanga as well. They got Ramsdale. I mean, that's what is that? And they're in the Champions League. And you'd thought, a lot of people, off the back of Newcastle winning the Carabao Cup last season, a trophy after 70 years, that you're going to kick on now. But financially, they seem to be in such mess. And I don't know the full details of the finances, but I think one of the biggest concerns is Newcastle don't make enough money, and this is why they can't spend in that equivalent manner as well. So Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. I still think, even though I got very excited that the initial bid of 120 million was rejected, and I thought maybe now Liverpool can just chill, Newcastle can have their man, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. And I'll be very surprised if Newcastle end up keeping both Isak and purchasing Benjamin Sesko. I don't think that will be possible one bit. So look, I fully expect Liverpool to come back and get another offer in for Alexander Isak, and then I expect Newcastle to go and get Sesko. But ultimately, my boy, oh boy, my God, Newcastle, you have been finessed, and you're getting finessed by Liverpool, and now you're about to get finessed by Benjamin Sesko and Leipzig as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything. That is the latest that's happening with Isak deal at the moment. Quite the conundrum. We'll see how it all progresses. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya. Bye.